Much a contingency plan by the government. Just pray for rain and they're willing to spend for it. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. Also, let's take a look at what the situation is looking like, what the Met Department is saying. Well, Amrita, it's believe it or not, it's rained out there after the prayers, after spending 17 crores. So, but how bleak is the situation if you look at the whole of Karnataka?
Well, Kulsum, it might be a case of too little, too late, because the Met Department has been predicting rain every week for most parts of Karnataka. But if you take a look at the deficit, and if you take a look at the deficit of North Interior Karnataka, it is still at 35%. We are in the last week of July, and it is still very high. The percentage is very high. Some improvement in the last 2 days, as it had rain in some areas. It has reduced by 2%. Till the 25th of July, it was around 37, but today it is at 35%. In areas of South Interior Karnataka, which seems to be the worst affected, the monsoon deficit is huge and has been around 47% over the last 2 weeks. There has been a marginal improvement in the last 2 days. Till the 25th of July, the deficit was at 48%. Similarly, in areas of coastal Karnataka, the deficit is at 22%, which is marginally down by 1% since the last 2 days. And that's why the figures look very depressing and the picture looks bleak for Karnataka. Let's take a look at the satellite picture. Although you will see a cloud cover over Karnataka, which is still very thin. Although the Met Department has forecast rain for some areas of Karnataka, but as you can see, actual rainfall is missing, and let's hope and pray that there would be some rainfall during the next couple of weeks, and the deficit can be washed out soon enough before it's too late. Well, that's it on the monsoon report. Kulsum?
Right, Namrata, thanks very much for that. It's perhaps a little too late, and it's not like there is a surplus of rainfall, so the deficiency is still there. Joining us on our show this evening, Mr. Dhananjay Kumar, senior leader of the BJP, and Meenakshi, an activist, both from Bangalore. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Kumar, let me come to you first. What many believe is this is absolutely illogical to spend 17 crores for prayers.
Kusum, it is highly exaggerated. At the rate of not more than 5,000 rupees per temple, you yourself can calculate. And one thing is very clear, that government is not spending even a single pie from its coffers. It's only out of the earnings made in the temples. In the normal course also, we are in a country where people have faith and belief, and they make offerings in the temples. Out of the earnings of the temples.
Is that the best bet you have, sir? If it is from the earnings from the temple, can farmers in areas around these temples not be helped in any way monetarily, then have pujas?
No, the government has taken care for providing other relief to the farmers, like providing drinking water through the tankers. You believe me, some 2,000 tankers are employed for providing drinking water. Then also efforts are being made to step up the providing irrigation facilities, releasing more water into the canals from the dams. But unfortunately, on account of delayed monsoon on the one hand, and scanty rainfall, and as already we have seen, there has been 47% deficit in the South Interior Karnataka, 35% in the North Interior Karnataka, and even coastal Karnataka, where we should have received enough and more rains. 22% shortage is there. Okay. The point is, the period of monsoon, the pre-monsoon showers, we normally get in the second half of May. That didn't happen. Then the normal monsoons would set on in the entire state, right, latest by 15th June. Now it is almost end of July.
There's still a deficit. Karnataka is in a far better position than a state like Gujarat, which has 71% deficit in rainfall. Meenakshi, let me put this question across to you. He says the government has looked at alternative measures. There are about 200 tankers of water supplied. It may not be enough, but the government has stepped in. Would you agree?
I don't think that we should do contingency plans. We should plan throughout the year, over the years, to improve the green cover, which will improve the rain fall for the state all the time. And to say that we have actually tankers providing water, why? The tankers are taking water from the normal, water supply areas and supplying it. It should be coming in the taps. So that is no great deal. What should be flowing in the taps is now flowing in the tankers. And I definitely believe that yes, faith is necessary, but throughout the year we should be working to improve the water requirements of the state and of the city. And really we must reduce wastage of water, reuse the water that is there and recycle water, because 60% of the water that we are using is for non-potable purposes, especially in a city like Bangalore. Right. We are using 1500 MLD per day. Where is that coming from? We are taking away the water from Kaveri and trying to say that all the other rivers must supply water to the city of Bangalore. So it is not right that we take away water from the other rivers to supply Bangalore.
Right. Mr. Kumar, from the report we've just seen, Radhika Iyer has filed, she was saying there are a lot of farmers who are actually moving into Andhra Pradesh. Now that actually speaks for itself, the dire situation that really exists for farmers. Some of them selling off their cattle feed to actually save themselves. So what are you immediately doing in terms of, we don't see any experimental projects, as Meenakshi has pointed out, throughout the year.
The unfortunate situation is, seeding has not taken place in major areas, and in some of the areas where seeding has taken place, sowing has taken place, but the plant has not come up and the crop has failed. This is the major problem there. Right. But the government is trying through the MNREGA to provide alternative employment. But there again, the government of India has stipulated a condition that in a year you can provide only 100 man days of employment under MNREGA. We are trying to influence the government of India to take a decision to increase this 100 days into 200 days. Right. The other measures that are being taken is
but the whole
enough
point, Mr. Kumar, is that we think about alternative measures when monsoon is here, and we thought of cloud seeding just 2 weeks back when we were well into the monsoon. Right. But I still have a question for you. We haven't prayed for rain in Delhi, but we had a fair amount of rain today. What do you have to say to that?
No, this is a natural process, Kusuma. As you know, Kusum, we can only pray for enough and more rains. That too, rain should fall during the particular season. Otherwise, it will go all waste. Right. Now, one effort that is being made by the state government is to encourage rain harvesting. In the city of Bangalore, now it is mandatory that you should always harvest the rainwater. You should not allow the water to flow on the ground. You should try to get the water down the drains and into the ground, so that the groundwater level can improve. Now this is the only method by which you can always try to improve the groundwater level, so that throughout the year you will be in a position to get enough water for drinking purposes as well as irrigation purposes.
Right, Mr. Kumar,
otherwise,
our
monsoon.
Just hoping that we wake up to a situation like this every year. India is a country which depends on rainfall. That itself is unfortunate, but Mr. Dhananjay Kumar and Dr. Meenakshi Bharat, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Karnataka spending about 17 crore. Mr. Kumar says it's an exaggerated amount. Nonetheless, imagine spending money to get rain. But having said all that, it did rain today, and let's hope it continues raining and the monsoon will be good. Thanks very much for joining us this evening. Well, time now for a short break. There's more news coming up.